In this tutorial we're going to take a look at the main window. So I'm going to start up in the top right hand corner, and you're going to see a little musical symbol. And if I click on the down pointing disclosure triangle beneath it, then in Logic we have an advantage over GarageBand where we can not only toggle between bar and time, but we can actually have both. We can have bar and time. So that's a definite advantage, and I would leave bar and time on at all times. Now if I now move over to the top left hand corner, we have something known as global tracks, and if I click on that, then it's going to bring up what's known as markers, which is a place from where you can start your audio if you set them, the time signature, which you're probably very rarely going to play with, and the tempo. And this would be the master tempo of the track, so you can actually go in and slow down a song. So we can see here, we can go in and we can change certain parameters of the tempo and actually slow down the whole song if we so wish to, which I don't right now. And I'm going to toggle that off and hide it. To the right of that we have the plus, and that's to create a new track. So if I click on the piano track, because I want my new track to be created at the bottom, I just click plus, and it's going to ask me what kind of track I want. Do I want to record something in? Do I want to record it in mono? Yes, I would, because it would be one channel microphone or one channel instrument. And the input, which is going to be 1 or 2, if we're using 1 for microphone, 2 for guitar. And then the other options are output, and we normally want this to go to output 1 and 2, which is the stereo output over here, so that we can hear what we're playing in. And then you have the option to set it so you can hear it and that it's ready to record. Okay. However, in this case I want to create a software instrument track, and I also want to open up the library. So in the top right hand corner here, the media window opens up, and I can see my different instruments. If we go back over to the inspector on the left hand side, always by default for some reason it selects the EVP88, which is a Fender Rhodes piano, a really soft, cool sounding instrument. But let's say I wanted to change that to an acoustic piano. I would simply go and choose my nice emulation of a Bosendorfer in a studio, and it's going to load the samples, and I now have the Bosendorfer piano. If I look over to the left hand side in the inspector now, I can see the instrument says it's an EXS24, which is a sampler, and what that means is if I double click on it, then this instrument has loaded all the keys of a piano sampled so you can play them back on your keyboard. You can go into this in depth and learn how to use it, or you can completely ignore it, because all you need to know is that it's triggering the sound of a piano. So I'm going to close the media tab right now by just clicking on here, and I'm going to move over to the next one. This will create a new track that will duplicate the settings of the previous track. So say you'd got that great piano sound you wanted and you just played chords, but now you want to play the melody, you would just go in and press plus, and it's created a copy of that track with the same settings. It would have the same panning, the same volume, the same effects. Okay, you can see channel EQ set looking like this way. It's copied it directly because channel EQ is set the same here. Alright, next let's take a look in the top right hand corner. You have a couple of utilities here which you can also access by pressing escape on your keyboard. So if I were to click on this disclosure triangle, you can see all the tools you can use in Logic. There are some very advanced ones and some basic ones. I'm going to click outside of that, and now I'm just going to press escape on my keyboard. It's brought up the same toolbox. So the pointer is the default that you use to move around the screen. The pencil tool is for using if you want to draw in MIDI notes. The eraser tool is obviously for going in and erasing elements. So eraser tool on. I want to erase that. Do you want to erase it? Do you want to erase the automation data? Yes, okay. But now I'm going to undo that because I didn't really want to. Command Z, and it's back. I'm going to bring escape up, And next we'll try the text tool, where we can actually change the name of the sample here. And then there's the scissors tool, which is the same as splitting the track at the playhead, which is what we did in GarageBand when we press Command T. So let me use the scissors tool and go in and split this loop. So if I click and hold on my mouse now, I'm going to divide or split this loop at the point, see where it says fat loop in the text box? It's going to cut it at measure 5, subdivision 111. If I slightly drag the cursor along, if it lets me, you'll see that it's now going to cut that at measure 5, and then the subdivision of the second measure, of the second element of the quarter note of that. And if I move it along again, it's the third quarter note. If I move along again, it's the fourth quarter note, and one more time it's going to cut at measure 6. I suggest that you always try and cut on a measure or a good subdivision of a measure. So let's cut this at measure 5 and let go of the mouse, and I just cut that loop. Now if I decided I'd done the wrong thing, I can either press Command Z, or I could go ahead and glue together all of these loops so I get one region. So if I press Escape now and use the glue tool, I can highlight 1, 2, 3 tracks and then let go, and then glue. And there we go, it's made a new audio file out of the previous ones. If you notice that whenever I drag across the track, we're still using the glue tool, so I want to press Escape and then click on the pointer tool and press it. And I think that's enough features of pressing Escape and bringing up the toolbox for now. The others are more advanced, so press Escape once and I'm back. And that's a brief overview of the main window in Logic. Thanks for watching.